Happy Saturday morning, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. It's a really chilly morning here. It got down to 32, just a little over 32, and we had a freeze warning, the first one this year. So quite chilly, but it's supposed to warm up, I think, in the upper 50s or low 60s today. So that'll be a nice day. We did not have any yard sales yesterday or today, I guess because of the cold. Plus, they do slow down this time of year, especially. So I just decided I'd go on and do the family room Halloween tour. This is a favorite room to decorate because it's got a lot of our favorite treasures down here all the time. So let's see what I did. And again, please forgive me because I'm still behind on watching videos. I did catch up on replying to all of y'all's comments, or at least most of them. And if I ever don't reply, please forgive me because sometimes YouTube does not notify us of every comment. They're supposed to, but some slip through the cracks sometimes. Because if y'all take your time to make a comment, I want to take my time to reply to them because I appreciate each and every one of you. So have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again soon. The next video will probably be the craft room. So let's get started on this video. Okay. I always start over here. I'll just kind of give you a little view. And yes, John and I do watch TV. I know a lot of people don't like TV, but we do. We're old school, I guess. And we do love, especially, a lot of the Hallmark and the Family Channel movies. Okay. Over here, you'll see a lot of our Jim Shore collection. And we'll look closer. I love those pumpkin faces and the witch dolls. The table right there that the cabinet top is on, that was John's grandmother's, and we've had it just about ever since we've been married, and he did refinish it years ago. And we found this little cabinet at a yard sale, and he refinished that, and we put it on top of there. We used to use it upstairs, and then we finally brought it down here. I love this Walmart witch. I think she is just, her clothes are so cute, and her hat. And up here, some of our wonderful Jim Shore collection. And there is that great apothecary picture that we got at Kirkland's, and it lights up. I did get this year I think I got most of the trees decorated, which is a miracle. The bigger ornaments there are Hallmarks that our daughter gave us for years. And this is my one and only Joe Spencer that came from a yard sale many years ago. I love Joe Spencer, but most of them are out of my budget. And up here, the centerpiece is that gorgeous Haunted Mansion by Jenny Salcini. And lots more of the wonderful Jim Shore. And some of them are sitting on old books. Just love them. And this beautiful garland made to look old. I'll come over here so you can see the witches a little better. The detail on the Jim Shore, especially the earlier ones like we have, are fantastic. Some of the newer ones, which are a lot more expensive, the quality is not quite as good. And I hung a couple different garlands there, and then have the vintage style cat ornament, and the pumpkin, and the Old Salem Broom Company. This is our largest witch. And of course, a lot of John's noisemakers and one of his tambourines. And there's another one. And I think these pumpkins are just so cute. And I put a couple old frames in there. And I believe this cat came from a yard sale. And of course, this beautiful old clock doesn't work, but I still love it. On the ladder, I just have some spooky hands and black picks and that Halloween sign and that cute little Halloween guy. And in the windows, more of the hand garland that I've had for years and years. And I've had this little pumpkin guy for years. And in the trophy, I just put some picks and this adorable owl that came from A.C. Moore years ago. And I put the creepy cover over the lampshade. And there's that darling piece that Dusty sent us. And she has her pumpkin on her now. And these little precious things were a gift from a friend years and years ago. And love my crown with the eyeball and the little spider webs. And I covered up the vintage Easter with a table runner. And that little pumpkin girl came from a yard sale years ago. And I love this tree. All the Halloween ornaments, except for the couple that I made, came from a yard sale. The same one that the Joe Spencer doll came from. It's some really neat ones on there. And a lot of them are Department 56. The lady that we bought so much from, she was a big seasonal decorator just like us. And that's a Johanna Parker in the picture with lots of picks. Another Walmart witch. That's a Department 56 witch, which came from that yard sale as the same as the ornaments. And of course the beautiful Jim Shore lamp, that was a gift from Janet. And this is one of baby boy's favorite chairs to sleep in. And I did get this tree decorated. Some little cute reproduction ornaments. And some other little mercury glass ornaments that I've had for years. And I used one of Dollar Tree's scarf to cover the base up with. And down there is another one of the little tin reproduction ornaments. He sleeps in this chair also. Here is the last one of those prints that I framed in that gorgeous frame. Just think it is so pretty. And I love using it in the tobacco basket. And I have more of that garland with the hands that I've had forever. We'll see the hall when we do the craft room and the little bathroom down here. Over here is where all the vintage Halloween and some of the reproduction will go back in all those cupboards and back there on that shelf. Of course, we'll look at the decorating that I did up close. I'm just trying to give you a little overview. And I forgot to show you. This is that wonderful drop cloth that I got on eBay many years ago for $10. Nobody bid on it but me. And it's done so well. And there is that woodland witch that came from Tuesday morning. And here's the table this year. There are those adorable cat napkins that Tanya and Greg sent us in our Halloween blessing boxes. Here are a lot of John's vintage pumpkins, one of his tambourines, and that hand came from a yard sale, and I just love that. And this little cloche has has owls and cats on it. That came from a yard sale too. There's one of the vintage cats and more of his pumpkins, and these are vintage trick-or-treat bags. And the big pumpkins are sitting in that wonderful old scale that we got. I believe that was last year at a yard sale. And back there is another awesome vintage piece. I'm going to come around here and back up so that you can see this. Again, because Easter was in this, I used a small tablecloth. Love that frame on that non-smiling couple, so I put them out. One of our witches, one of our ironstone pictures, and this is an adorable little reproduction guy that we ordered years ago. This is a reproduction one, and there is the matching one to the kitty cat, and they're all sitting on that big silver tray. And y'all remember I got these two bird prints this summer, and since the colors were so muted, I thought they were perfect for Halloween. Has the orange and the black. And I know it's a glare, maybe that's not quite as bad. Down here, some of the mercury glass acorns in that wonderful compote that we got years ago. And that little book does make spooky noises when you open it. And there's a closer look at that vintage piece. My McCoy flower pots and some other pieces of Halloween that we've had a long time. Toll trays stay here. There's a crow on each corner of the cupboard. I did get new lights. I had to take everything off to put some new lights on because the other ones had corroded. And I did add the Halloween pieces in on the owl tree. They're reproduction ones, and they came from TJ Maxx years ago. Absolutely gorgeous. Of course, I think the owls are all beautiful anyway. I love this tree, and that's why it stays out all the time. I'll go around here, and I'll open up the cupboard. On the front of the cupboard is that sweet little sweet little elf. In the cupboard, I kept my brown and white transferware and the purple. Up here's where I had the brown and white, and I just added a couple spooky plates. I love the brown and white transferware, and I hope to find some more. And I brought all these precious little Halloween figures and angels over here, and some little bottle brush trees. I told you last year I can't afford these little guys now. I'm glad we got them years ago because they are so expensive if you can find them. And down here is where I have all my vintage purple and white. I'll show you the whole shelf. I just love it. I do have the black and white plates on each end in the back. Those came from Home Goods. Back here on the right, there's that wonderful gravy boat that Tanya and Greg gave us, and the handle had broke off in shipping, and it was too nice to throw away. So I tried to glue it, and it would not stay, so I just put some lace, and I'm using it anyway. And a little purple and white cup is in it, and a bottle brush tree. Another one of those sweet pieces. Big purple and white transferware in the back. And I'm not sure what this was used for, but I kind of think the silver's creepy looking, so I use it at Halloween every year. And I just have layers with that beautiful old glass in the purple and white. There's the October Cupid back there. This basket is Fenton. Some amethyst glass. And I kept some of the milk glass in there. Love this shelf too. I love decorating this cupboard. There's a blue skies piece. There's carnival glass. That beautiful black glass urn with some feathers. The orange plates came from Dollar Tree several years ago. I kept some of that wonderful old glass in here. And look at that sweet plate. We've had that quite a while. Came from Home Goods. And the carnival glass toothpick holder and another amethyst glass piece. My grandmother's carnival glass sugar bowl. And I love that little silhouette. It reminds me of Art Deco style. Another blue skies. And there's the salt and pepper that Tanya and Greg sent us. I think they're just precious. Johanna Parker. And that is one of the reproduction Christopher Radko balls. Get that shut so it doesn't fly back on me. Okay. This little doll came from that same yard sale where we bought so much seasonal decor. These are more of the reproduction Shiny Brights by Christopher Radko in that gorgeous urn that weighs a ton. Blue skies. The Sir Walter Raleigh is perfect for Halloween. And that beautiful vase that has the fall pine, little tiny pine cones. And here are John's barleycorn, John Barleycorn. I think they are just wonderful. And Toby jugs. And these are both from England. And I love that. Here's the Three Musketeer Toby jugs. More English Toby jugs. Beautiful McCoy base, or Hull. It's Hull, excuse me. An old camera. More McCoy. Amber glass. Look at the beautiful old buttons. And I put a lot of these gorgeous fall color ones in the hands. There's one of John's horns. There's one of the pieces that was sent to us. Just love that. By Brad. And look at those precious dogs like a witch. More of the reproduction Shiny Brights by Christopher Radko in this gorgeous apothecary jar. Love that little piece. Some of the little cookies in the metal hands. Another blue skies. More of the gorgeous reproduction balls in these apothecary jars. This jar right here, that is a vintage one. There's our awesome pieces from England. The pot lids, as John calls them. Just added a couple little Halloween things here and there. That's a lusterware small pitcher. That's a vintage piece right there. That might be the one that Michelle sent me. Let me get over here. Down there, there's that beautiful milk glass vase with the pine cones on it. An old mask. Just love the demijohns. And there's a vintage pumpkin compote. Put a pumpkin in that crown. I'll show you it all. Put some eyeballs in those inkwells. There's the Wizard Toby jug, the large one, made in England. The plate is from Home Goods. There's the crown that Tanya and Greg sent us. I love it. I put more beautiful old mother of pearl buttons in here in the candlestick. I did that little framed witch back there. This was a little party favor. There would have been nuts or mints in it. There's that apothecary print that we got at a yard sale. I did that bottle. I did these bottles. They are vintage bottles. And that one. And then Michelle sent us one of these wonderful bottles, and then the other ones we had found years ago. There's that precious cat that was sent to us, and here is a small Toby jug. That's the tiniest one. I did that. Another eyeball. Y'all know I like eyeballs. I did that one. I did the little bottle. And in the baby cups, more of the bottle brush trees. Here's the next size in the Toby jug. I did that one. And that one. And there are some more bottle brush trees and a couple more little Halloween pieces. Over here, I don't have them plugged up, but those are two blow molds that we got at yard sales. One of our witches. And in the old bucket, I just have the spindles and the old, those are actually supposed to be salad tong hands. And there's that awesome owl on the moon. And here is that lantern that we got at the flea market. And I put a cat in it. More bottles. I have, my bigger crocks are down here because I didn't have room upstairs. And I store Halloween in them. And I just changed this out a little bit. Everything will go back in its places to be stored until next Halloween. All those wonderful clocks, they stay on the wall and on that piece of furniture. Right here is that wonderful doll that I ordered online years and years ago. Love that little cat pillow. And in the old shoe shine box, there is that gorgeous pumpkin and a crow and some of the old books. Down here are some more of the shiny brights and that pumpkin. I just love that. And I took the big copper tub, and this garland is one that Janet gave me years ago. She made it out of satin strips, and I just put some of the bobbins and the crow on the skull, and I just love that. And it's sitting on the really tall pantry box. And there are 3 more of the Walmart witches. There are those adorable shoes Tanya and Greg sent us. And There are shiny bright reproductions on here. And then those precious little cat ornaments that Michelle of Pommel's Antiquities sent me for my birthday. So sweet of her. Okay, this is all of the family room, and I apologize, it's a long video. I'm so sorry, but it's a lot to see down here. So we'll see you again soon. Have a wonderful weekend. Love and blessings to y'all from me and John and baby boy. Till the next time. Bye-bye.